Hello. I'm like off camera here. Hey, hey. Wait, where's our chat? There it is. We look like we're right next to each other, but we actually aren't. I think that was from the beginning. Test. Oh, you can hear me. Oh boy. All right. Okay. Say something again, Peter. Yeah, you are definitely muted there. All right. All right. So, anyways, can we just delete your picture then, since you're not really here anyways?
Well, how dare you? Okay.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Wait, now you can hear me?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Love Peter's new mic. Best show ever so far.
I was looking forward to deleting you. Oh well.
You're a jerk. It's EVGA Weekly. What's going on? Oh, now I'm too loud. Try that. All right
Yeah.
then. It's
Don't
Friday.
be mean to Peter.
That's how you know it's Friday.
I'm just kidding, guys. We all love Peter.
Oh, and I
Even though
love you
he's a
guys all.
cheater, but it's okay.
How dare you? How absolutely dare you?
Before we get to anything here, I do want to mention that we do have a giveaway. We're going to give away this power supply right here. This is a 650 B5 power supply. The way that it's going to work is we're going to have a secret word later on the show. We'll tell you what that secret word is, and then you enter it, and then you can win it. And also later on the show, I am pretty excited to be showing you this right here. We are going to unbox this. Oh, look at that green screen. We are going to unbox this card later on and show you what it is. But this is not it. I got another one here too. Let's check this out. I got 2 of these. No giveaways on this today, guys, but I'm sure we will soon enough. So should be pretty cool. That's a 30. Let's see. We have a 38. This is a 3080 FTW3, and then this is a 3090 XC3.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
He'll be right back. All right. Oh, you actually are gone now. Okay. So, again, guys, the giveaway today we have is a 650 B5 power supply. So evga.com/live giveaway, or actually evga.com/EVGA Weekly. When we have the secret word, we will give it to you, and then we will. You back? All right. He's not back yet. He's working on it. Okay, I think he's good now. You good, Peter?
I think so.
All right.
All right, hold on. Let me go back to the thing here.
Make yourself reappear.
Watch out. And hold on. Let me do this. Oh, come on. Where are my come on? Where are my chirons? My graphics have betrayed
All
me.
right, whatever.
Come on. Okay. No. No, this is important.
It
literally is important. It's one of the most important things. There we go.
There you go with that those fingers again.
With the fingers.
Have you guys done any benchmarks on the 3090 and 3080? Yes, but we can't talk about it yet because it is not yet time to talk about benchmarks, but it will be very soon. By the way, if you guys have any questions, we will certainly try to answer it. But we can't answer everything, just like last week, just so you guys know. So before we get to actually any of the giveaways, any of the unboxing, anything at all, I do want to mention that we have a special guest today that we're going to be talking to for a bit here. Is he on there?
Not yet.
Okay, that one. Yeah, there you go.
Waiting for him to connect.
All right, so we're going to bring him in a second and talk to him for a little bit.
Yeah, so did you go over all the news and all that? We're all solid on that front?
I think we're good.
All right,
yes.
then. So
the news is 3080 and 3090 is awesome.
Yes, but also now I'd like to proudly introduce our guest. He is the one, the only Cody from Trail Chasers. Let's go. Where's that?
How you doing, guys?
Hey, oh, you gotta.
There you go. There. So,
hold on. I unmuted him.
Okay. No. Don't unmute him. Don't unmute him. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Cody, go ahead, say stuff just to make sure that everyone knows who you are, what you're all about, and all that good stuff.
All right. My name is Cody. I produce the Trail Chasers podcast. We are a primarily an off-road and overland and outdoor adventure podcast. We tend to stray into conspiracy theories and random topics that make us laugh. And if it's funny, we'll talk about it. We have recently expanded into like mountain biking and stuff like that. But we are running an EVGA setup on all of our machines to help us with live streaming.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. So very similar to some of the RC guys that we had on earlier. We've been working with some of the podcasters and streamers to help set up their streams and get their streams looking even better and running better. As we all know, the RTX cards have a lot of features that help streamers, and you guys are using that to help enhance your streams, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. The computer we had before was something I built in 2014, 2015, and it was a, quote, good machine at the time. But every time we tried to do a live stream, we'd have what we called a Chernobyl event, and the card would ramp up and the power supply would ramp up, and we couldn't really do anything. So fortunately, EVGA hooked us up with really good components, and we're now able to do a weekly live stream on YouTube with multiple guests. And I've got the RTX card powering my two monitors and a 55-inch screen in the studio, so we can talk to people, and running OBS and all of the other cool nerd stuff to make it happen. And if it wasn't for some of these components that I worked with you guys to connect with, we probably would not be doing it.
Yeah, that's really awesome to hear. So what you said you had what card did you have before, or what setup did you have before?
Before it was an AMD FX 8320 with the 660 Ti card, I believe. And I've gone up to the Ryzen 5 with the RTX 2060 and 16 gig of RAM, and basically the limitations now are me, not the machine. With the RTX,
we're kind of in that same boat as well over here. The limitations is mainly Peter and a little bit me.
Hey, how dare you?
No, it's limitations are all me on this side for sure. It's there's nothing we've been able to produce videos. I do all of the graphics, build the website, any of the production that we do for the show, from video, audio production, is all done on this EVGA machine, and it is not balked once since I built it.
I know the cross to bear when it comes to handling all the production on your own, and the snide remarks that come from those who don't understand the weight that we carry. So I'm with you on that.
I feel, and then they sit there on the other side of the desk and go, "How come we're not doing this? And how come we don't do that?" Right? Because nobody else is doing it but me.
Yeah, exactly.
If any EVGA team members are hearing this, I'd like to know that he speaks for me as well. I'm going to get in trouble for this later, but I don't care anymore. So I'm just going to ask you straight out. You were talking conspiracy theories. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theory man myself. What wavelength are you on?
You will love. So I am the fun police on the show, and my job is to wrangle Jose and Matt, my co-hosts, because they will find any door to walk down, any rabbit hole to climb in to talk about aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, or anything else. And it's a constant battle to keep those guys on topic, so that we can kind of address the whatever it is we're talking about that night. But we've had a couple shows that we just kind of went off the rails on off-road or outdoor adventure related topics, and we always get a lot of positive feedback on those.
So, I mean, I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint what wavelength I'm on. I mean, Bigfoot is a load of junk. We all know the Zapruder film was all bunk. The question is, why was it fake? Who sought to profit what from that going out there? I mean, think about it, people. Ask questions. Everyone ask questions.
Truth is out there, man. Yeah. The truth is out there.
So off-roading. I'm not much of an off-road guy myself, but I do have friends who do it, and they have stories. And I mean, personally, one of the things that really put me off on the idea once was two of my friends went dune buggying, and they were doing it in the middle of the night, which I feel like that's not a smart idea, but that, hey, you know what they do is they're on them. But what do you call it? Their dune buggy broke down in the middle of the night, in the middle of like these desert fields, and there's no way to like figure out which way is north in that situation. So, I mean, I obviously they're still my friends, so they made it out. But I mean, have you ever been in like a wild situation like that?
Oh, so let's be clear. I have zero sense of direction. You could drop
me
me.
too.
You could drop me the next street over from my house, and I will find a way to get lost. And somehow I am able to convince 30 people to follow me across the desert all the time. So getting lost is a normal thing in our group. That's what we do. But fortunately, there are other people there that can navigate by the sun or use the stars. You look up and find Orion's belt and figure out where the Dipper is, and they'll find their way home.
Now, see, a lot of people are in there in the chat right now. They're like, "Oh, you could just use a compass." Okay, well, number one, that's easy to say after the fact. I mean, I'm sure they know to do that now. And also, they're like, "Oh, I'll use my phone GPS." At the time, phone GPSs weren't a thing. But also, sometimes you just can't get a signal out there, right?
Yes. So what I'll do is on a big trip is I will map everything out beforehand. I will download the trail, the route on a KML file from Google, and then I'll load it into a tablet that has offline maps loaded on it, and I'll load that tablet onto my truck. So I may not have a signal, but if I'm driving off trail, I can at least know that I need to go back towards the line to get myself out. So I do a lot of that, but a lot of the trails that we do are local trails. Big Bear, we spend a lot of time in Big Bear because we have family there. We do the Mojave Trail, which is from Laughlin to Barstow. We do that every year. That's 125 miles across the desert. And sometimes getting lost is the most fun. We find ourselves in situations where we're down a route we've never been before, and we find a couple challenges, and then figure out how to get out. But I am a firm believer in always bringing a change of clothes and enough water and snacks to get me through a couple days just in case.
Somebody said, ask Cody about U-turn.
I'm always afraid about asking those questions because I feel like maybe that's a loaded question. Like maybe it's like in the trail chasing community, a U-turn is like a bad word. I don't know.
True,
well,
yeah. You got to be careful.
That's clearly one of our listeners, because usually when we go out on a trip, there is an over-under bet on how many U-turns there's going to be per trip, because I will at least make a dozen U-turns on any trip any day. So everybody knows when they follow me, they're taking their life into their own hands.
I see. U-Turn was a pretty good movie. I don't know about that. I never saw a movie called U-Turn, but I did see a movie called Wrong Turn, which is not a good movie. So it seems like quite a few of our viewers right now, they are in tune with the off-roading community and what you do in off-roading. So for those people who are watching that are on the same wavelength as this, what was some of what's a really cool off-roading location that you've been to that you would recommend for other people to give it a try?
One of the most beautiful places in the country is Moab, Utah. It's got beautiful red rock. It's got a combination of desert and rock and red dirt and these giant slate rocks that are bigger than buildings that you climb over. That is one of my favorite places in the world to go.
Giant rock that are bigger than buildings? Is that like a mountain?
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. So picture a giant mountain out in the distance, but from the mountain to where you're at, all of the ground underneath you is actual rock. And you're driving over it to get out to the obstacles. It's beautiful. Moab, Utah, probably one of the best places in the world to wheel. Locally in Southern California, we spend a lot of time in Big Bear because there's so much terrain to cover up there, and you can spend days going in different directions and finding different trails. So that would be, and there's plenty of beginner stuff in Big Bear as well. If you're new to the opportunity and new to the sport of off-roading, you can go up there with a stock 4-wheel drive vehicle and have a good time.
I was going to say, I think my car just texted me when you were describing that, saying that its suspension hurt just by hearing you describe that. Just oh my God, just driving on rock. That sounds insane. But I mean, that's one of the joys of off-roading, isn't it? That you can just drive where the roads aren't paved.
Yeah, and you would be surprised. People would be surprised at how capable a stock off-road vehicle is. I mean, you see some of the people out there on Instagram or watching YouTube videos that are on giant tires and fully built rigs, and those things are so much fun to do the things that they are geared to do. But most of the people that we wheel with are, I'm driving a 2019 Ford Ranger with a small lift and 33-inch tires. I mean, it's not that built in the grand scheme of things. But for what we do, the trail riding that we do, and the opportunity to climb a couple hills and take on some obstacles, you can have a lot of fun in a stock vehicle without having to break the bank trying to build it up. So my advice to people is, if you've got a vehicle with 4-wheel drive, go out, go find some dirt, get a trail, and get dirty.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. So, and just because to loop in the other half of your podcast, what is some conspiracy theories that you're willing to share with our viewers who may be on that low, they may not be ready to be woken up yet? So be careful. Don't go too hard on them. But what's something that you can give them a glimpse of?
Again, I'm more of this square nerdy guy. Like that, the one that recently came up was at the Air Force release of the videos of the UFOs that they didn't claim that they were aliens. They were just unidentified flying vehicles, and it was the 3 spheres that were from 2015 or something like that. That seems to be the one. One of our co-hosts, Matt, is very into aviation and alien flight, and that's one he's keyed on several times. So go check out the recent release of UFO footage from the Air Force.
Do you feel that we are on the cusp of having the government reveal the existence of UFOs? Because that seems to be what everyone's talking about right now. That they're getting ready. They know that the public is on edge right now, but that's when they're going to drop it, that we've known all along, aliens, and that it's coming. Coming.
So there's a difference there, UFO versus alien. So UFO exists, unidentified flying object. There are things in the air that we don't know, right? So UFOs exist. Now, what is piloting that UFO? That's a totally different topic. Now we're starting to get into, is it Skunk Works type Northrop Grumman black box unofficial government projects, or is it visitors from other planets? I don't know.
That's really cool.
Peter is piloting the UFO.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to ease into that, but so Cody, you're a really cool guy. I mean, so if you guys out there in our EVGA community, if you're interested in off-roading or finding out the truth, Cody
is out there.
Cody from the Trail Chasers podcast. Really cool stuff. We've got a giveaway going on too, with collaborating with our good friends over at the Trail Chasers podcast. We're going to give you guys some information on that. But Cody, for anyone who wants to follow you some more, check it out. Give us some plugs.
The website is trailchasers.net, and we are on Instagram as the Trail Chasers, and the podcast is released every Thursday, and you can find out on any of the major platforms. Just search for Trail Chasers and you'll find us. We live stream our recordings on Monday nights and release the audio podcast on Thursdays. Typical format is we have a guest that we interview for 45 minutes to an hour or so, and those guests range from friends of ours on Instagram to off-road racers or large CEOs. We recently interviewed the CEO of a large distribution company. And then after that, the three of us will usually get into a topic of discussion, whether it be recapping a recent trip or the latest conspiracy theory. But you never know until you tune in.
That's cool. That's cool. So, hey, Cody, thanks. You're a stand-up dude. Our community, obviously, some of them are already onto you. They know about your U-turns and everything that you're about. But for everyone who is new to this and wants to check it out, trailchasers.net. What do you call it? Cody, you're a cool dude. Thanks for coming on our show.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too, man.
Bye.
So, I mean, honestly, I think we could just probably spend the rest of the show just talking about aliens now. I mean, can we just do that?
Yeah, sure.
No,
let's skip over all the 30, 80, and 39.
Yeah, no one really cares about that. What they want to know is who's piloting those UFOs and why, and to what end are they doing this?
Yes.
But no, I think I brought up that we have a giveaway going on with the Trail Chasers podcast. So I would want to go talk about that right now.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can move to that real quick. So basically, it's a like and win event. Some people said, "Are we giving away a Jeep?" We're not giving away a Jeep, unfortunately, but we are giving away plenty of hardware and stuff that you could probably put into a Jeep. Maybe.
I mean, you could put it in the trunk.
Yeah.
I mean, and then
you can
drive
put it in
it
the
to
trunk and then
drive
take
it somewhere.
Take it somewhere.
Yeah.
So do we? Let's see. Can we put a link in the chat? Maybe. Let me put a link in the chat. That was
1442. But yeah, so it's a like and win. All you gotta do is go to our social media avenues here, like and win all this, and you can win a 2060 KO Ultra, a 2060 KO Gaming, a 299 Dark, an FTWK. Lots of really cool stuff. We'll have this up on the website later, but for now, if those of you in the chat, you can just click on there, like, follow, win. It's a Gleam event. You know how to do it. It's real easy. So
somebody said fix the link of Nightbot. Is it broken?
I think we need to update Nightbot in general.
Oh, okay.
Just got to remember to do that. So there's that. What else we got on there, Mr. Freeman?
UFO pilots can handle the G-force just like I can handle the G-force. Maybe I should win.
I don't get it.
It's pretty good.
I don't know what he's
I
saying.
see what you did there.
Wow, are we 6 days away from this already? The Intel
Yes.
EVGA overclocking invitational. This is going to be a hoot and a half. You guys may not know this, but this has kind of been the project for us for like the past couple of weeks now.
I think longer.
Oh, I mean, I
Like
try to be
months,
generous
I feel
to.
like.
I try to be
Feels
generous
like
to,
it at least.
to our planning abilities here. That we can throw these kind of things together in a few weeks. No, we've been planning this for a while. This is a hootenanny, and you know what? I will say that overclocking is going to be cool, but as far as production goes, this will be my magnum opus of running a show because holy crap, this is going to be really difficult.
And we have some pretty special guests coming as well. If you guys caught our stream, like, was it last week or the week before? Where Devin, we're playing some Call of Duty with Devin. He's going to be back. And we also have Hank Basket as well.
From the Philadelphia Eagles, an actual sportsman. Now, I know you guys look at this chiseled physique and you go, Peter, you're an athlete, right? No, as a matter of fact, I am not. I have never caught a ball thrown at me in my life. And I don't intend to.
Let's try.
But
I don't have any here.
Hank Basket from the Philadelphia Eagles and a few other teams too. He's got quite a storied history, but he is a gamer. And these guys, they're cool. They're friends of EVGA, but they're not overclockers, right? They're going in this both at the same level.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So we're gonna take them. We're gonna show them how to overclock, and they're gonna compete for charity. And hey, it's who doesn't love when Arabian Prince drops by, right? He's gonna be guest hosting with Freeman. Don't worry, I'm still gonna be on the show too.
He'll be there.
But
somewhere.
hey, it's Arabian Prince. He's always good for having some fun.
Check it out right there. We are going to be overclocking and gaming on RTX 3080s as well. So.
Oh, what are those things? I mean, nobody cares about that. Everyone wants to talk about aliens. Let's talk about aliens again. No, so we're going to be overclocking on some really killer hardware, and after that, the stream is not a short one. This is going to be a 6-hour stream. We are streaming for charity. So let's roll up here real quick. So the winner of the event will get $1,500 to their charity. The runner-up will get $1,000 to their charity, and we're also donating some money to 4C Lab and the Cat House on the King. So you cat lovers there, you're going to be interested in that. Also, we're giving some money to St. Jude Children's Hospital. That's what EVGA is contributing. You guys can contribute too during the show, and to Devin and Hank's individual charities, as well as St. Jude, 4C Labs. This is not so much a donation drive event, so we're not trying to hit a goal. But again, we're bringing awareness to these charities. These are really cool charities that these our guests believe in. So if you guys want to kick into whichever one you feel like, go ahead. We are more than happy to facilitate everyone learning more about these good causes.
Yep, I see a lot of questions asking about the 3080, 3090 pricing. I don't have any pricing yet, but you will see it pretty soon. Does the Z490 support PCIe 4.0? Not officially, but can't comment yet until there's processors that support it, if and when there's processors that support it.
So if we're going to have to just get into that, then I guess we're done with aliens. Here we go.
Yes. The 30 series. We talked a lot about it last week, but there's always stuff to talk about when it comes to the 30 series. So 3090, 3080, and the RTX 3070 are all coming very soon. Actually, I have a couple of them right here that we can take a look at. But before we get to that, we can talk a little bit about the different cards we have in our lineup. So yes, there is a Kingpin card.
You
See
know,
a lot of people asking about that.
it's
but-
kind of my job to ask like the sort of introductory question so that the people who are like, in the back seats of the crowd can understand what's going on with this. But honestly, like right now we have such a heavy enthusiast audience right now who are just dying for information about these cards. I feel like I don't need to ask you the easy setup question of what is Ampere and how does this improve over that? Like they know already.
I think we all know that Ampere is ridiculously fast, and especially at RTX, and you'll see what the benchmark comes.
Yes,
soon,
you all
but
know. Yes, I know you.
You
know.
guys all know it's crazy fast.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable how big of a generational leap these are. So for the 3090, there is a Kingpin card. It is a 360 millimeter radiator this time, guys. So just keep that in mind. 3 8-pin power connectors on that, built for overclocking. We do not use the 12-pin connector on our graphics cards. We have it depends on the model. It's either 2 8-pins or 3 8-pins. 3 8-pins, can you believe it? But we will have a cable if you're buying the Founders Edition. We will have a cable that works with EVGA power supplies. And then we will have a hydro copper as well. And the lineup is more or less pretty similar to what you come to expect from EVGA. But we do have a few new things, like for example, the XC3 has 3 fans on it. So it's pretty nice card with 3 fans on there. And then the FTW3, which is has a bigger heatsink, more power phases, 3 8-pin power connectors, dual BIOS, and a lot of RGB.
Does it
680 millimeter radiator? No. 360 millimeter radiator. That would be a big radiator.
Does it come with a leather jacket? I can answer that for sure. Maybe.
No, but you can get your own leather jacket if you would like. All right, so you want to take a look at these?
I guess.
All right. Flip it. So this is the 3080 FTW3.
All right.
So let's see what we get inside the box.
What is in that unidentified flying box?
All right. So there's actually a couple of new accessories that we haven't really talked about before. And it won't pertain to everyone, but it is kind of neat to know. Before I look at that.
Oh, well, just put it right into my head, why don't you?
So this is actually the bracket.
All right.
There's a bracket that can attach. It's an optional bracket, and most of you guys will not be using it, but some of you might. If you have
Maybe you to decide that.
If you have a chassis that can support a retention bracket on the graphics card, then you can attach this, and it can be secured in the chassis. It's mainly for system integrators who have chassis that support it. But if you do have a chassis that's it right there.
People are saying if you drop it, will you give it away? Nah, I mean he's touching it already, so nobody's gonna want that.
All
so
right.
we won't give it away. He touched it, so you guys don't want that. Don't worry about
So this is the 3080 FTW3.
it. Yep, there it is.
It's a little bit hard to see on camera, but this thing is really well built. And the heatsink is 2.75 slots, which keeps it nice and cool. There is 3 8-pin power connectors on this card to deliver ample power for overclocking.
Okay, we're getting one request here.
Yeah.
Peel off the film slowly,
all
please.
right,
Are you gonna do it? Oh,
All right. All right.
Hold on. Before you do that.
But they can't hear it.
Okay, hold on. Don't do it here. I'm going to give you the full screen that you deserve. Okay, go ahead.
But you won't be able to hear the peel. Is that okay?
I think that's fine.
We have RTX voice on, so there's no peeling noises. Here, you should turn RTX voice off.
Okay. I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on.
Right.
Go ahead and put that right up to the phone, to the
Okay.
mic.
You ready?
Go for it.
I don't know. Can you hear this?
That's some ASMR right there. Don't rush it. Take it slow. We've got all night.
Okay. Okay, you can put RTX voice back on.
Okay,
now.
fine.
That's what you need for See, RTX voice works.
RTX voice does in fact work.
So this is the 3080.
See, now you can't. Now we can't possibly give that away because you've already removed the film. And you've got your fingerprints all over.
No,
So
this is going into our rig here.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, never
Yeah.
mind that. It's ours.
This is the 3080 FTW3. This card has dual BIOSes on it, so you have a primary and a secondary BIOS. It also has an RGB header right here that you can control from EVGA Precision, and you can sync it to the graphics card. It even has a fan header that you can plug a fan into and also control from EVGA Precision. One of the cool things about this card is this is what it looks like when it's off, but this is actually full ARGB, this entire module up here, which you can also configure from EVGA Precision. Not only that, on the back plate, this is ARGB. This EVGA logo back here, you can also configure from EVGA Precision, but didn't stop there. Right here, you can configure from EVGA Precision as well. This is also an ARGB logo. So yeah, the FTW3, it gives you the additional features that I just mentioned, more power phases on the board, better overclocking, higher power target, more beefier cooler, bigger cooler. It's 2.75 slots.
So it's not plugged in right now, and we can't do the RGB effects because it's not plugged in. But you know what? I can simulate the effect. Here you go. There you go. There's your RGB right there. Look at that.
And it also, when you enable RGB, your skin color also changes from purple to green. And
yes.
exactly.
We have fun here, don't we? Okay,
so that is the FTW3 Ultra. We'll be higher
aliens. They're right. They walk among us.
What connectors do you have? Oh my gosh, the chat's going fast.
Oh yeah.
So maybe they were asking about I/O output. So there's 3 display ports plus an HDMI, and this is HDMI 2.1, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Okay, just put that right into the back of my chair. Very good.
Yes. All right. So that was the FTW3. So now you want to take a look at the
XC3.
Let's take a look at a 3090.
Oh man, he's whipping this bad boy out.
So this is the 3090 XC3. So actually, you'll see that this card is actually a little bit smaller than that other one. It has a smaller heatsink, more compact size, 2.2 slots. So this is the RTX 3090.
All right, hold on.
Oh, I gotta do it again.
I'm gonna turn it. This time do it slower for the people
for dramatic effect.
who really like this kind of thing.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, let's go. I'm not gonna lie, I can see the appeal of that.
Okay. Somebody asked, why would it be smaller than the 3080? That is because this is the XC3 model. We also have an FTW3 model for the 3090, which is the same size as the previous card I showed you. But in particular, the XC3 model, like this one here, it's a smaller size, so it's more compact. It's 2.2 slots, so it's a little bit over 2 slots, but not much. Just right there. It's, for all intents and purposes, it pretty much is a dual slot card. Still has ARGB. This EVGA logo can light up ARGB as well as this EVGA logo on the back here.
Is there a hydrocopper or coming soon? Coming soon, I believe.
Yes, there is a hydrocopper. And yes, this card, dual 8-pin power connectors. So this is a 3090 with dual 8-pin power connectors. The FTW3 models have 3 8-pin power connectors. But I have a bonus surprise card here.
Oh, another one.
This looks very similar to the previous card, right? But this one is
3070. Very good.
This is a 3070. So so there you go. That's your whole not the whole lineup, but a look at the FTW3, the XC3, FTW3 and XC3 cards that we have. But we also have more. We have hybrids, we have hydrocoppers, and a kingpin as well.
Is that going in Peter's rig? No. I mean, again, Freeman touched them already, so they're worthless. We're just gonna throw them away. I mean, nobody wants those because he touched them. But
they're going into our gaming rig here.
Yeah. Yeah, they will be available fairly in a while, in a bit, maybe. Don't know.
I'm trying to read the chat, but it's going, how long in millimeters? So let's see if I can remember here. The FTW3 card is 11.8 inches, and the XC3 card is 11.2 inches.
Cool.
Well,
Wow.
you're like flickering.
You know what?
It's aliens.
No. I know. I knew this was going to happen. The moment we started talking about conspiracies and the world found out what I knew, they're going for me, man. Watch out, guys. They're going to go for you next.
When will you know pricing? So 3080, you will know pricing next week. Availability will start next week as well. My gosh.
That's a lot of questions at once.
Do you know where they will be available? So they're going to be available at kind of all the e-tailers and retailers that you guys are pretty familiar with already, including EVGA.com as well. The initial availability starts on the 17th. There is a hybrid. Yep. I'm
looking forward to the hybrid myself.
Yeah, the hybrid cars, I mean, they work really well.
Yeah.
What is the ultra and non-ultra differences? Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So for the FTW3 or the XT3, we have an ultra version and we have a non-ultra version. The only difference is the clocks. They still have the same features. They still have the ARGB effects. They look the same. The only difference is the clock speed on the ultra versus non-ultra. And the ultra one is just a little bit higher clocked. Is 750 watt power supply enough? Yes. So the 3080 and the 3090, it is recommended to have a minimum of 750 watt power supply. But depending on your system configuration, you might be able to squeak by with the 650, but just be careful. It's going to depend on how many components you have in your system, the CPU you have in your system. You know, there's a lot of factors that can affect that, but in general, if you have a 750 watt power supply, you are good. You got a 550 watt. That's going to be a tough one, definitely.
I wish I knew what was causing this glitching on my camera because it actually looks pretty cool. Like, I wish I could do it intentionally.
Somebody asked about flow-through cooling. Yes, actually.
Whoa.
Actually, we can show it on here, probably better. Yeah. Can you flip to the...
Sure.
So the PCB actually does have holes in it. You can see here, this is the PCB here. So you can see these holes here we call air-through PCB. It's kind of similar to the NVIDIA Founders
Edition. Did you say similar?
Similar.
Similar.
Maybe similar.
Similar.
It's a little bit similar to the NVIDIA Founders Edition, although not to that extent. We do utilize kind of the full-size PCB, but it does have some holes in the PCB to allow the airflow to flow through it. And obviously that third fan there does that. The other thing I want to mention is the FTW3 has the ICX3 technology. So that means you get the sensors and you get all the other additional benefits like the 3 separate fan control that you get on the FTW3. And the sensors are really cool. I'm sure you guys all know about that. We add additional sensors across the entire PCB that monitor your VRM temperatures, your memory temperatures, obviously GPU temperatures as well. And that allows you to get a full picture of what your card is doing, because on a traditional card, you can only measure the GPU temperature, but that doesn't give you the full story. So there's a lot more to a graphics card than just the GPU. The memory and VRM also heat up. So with ICX3 technology, you can keep an eye on the entire card, and the fans will also be keeping an eye on that as well, which means the fans will ramp up if they notice the memory temperature increasing or VRM temperature, etc. Will EVGA offer vertical mounting? I'm not sure what he means by that, but if you have a chassis that supports vertical mounting, then there should be no issue to support it as long as it can support a 2.2 or 2.75 slot graphics card. What will stock be like on the 17th? There will be stock available starting on the 17th, but as you can imagine, the demand is pretty high, so you know, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
You definitely want to check on that day if you're looking for a card. Is there any plan for...
Although, you know what could happen? I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it will happen, I'm just saying it could happen. When the floodgates open, everyone's going to expecting everyone to go for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, in that same way where you think everyone is going to show up to the ticket booth on the day of the concert, like, maybe everyone thinks that, and then suddenly no one shows up. So it's still worth a try. You never know.
You never know.
You really do. You really never know.
All right, before we get to anything else, I do want to mention the secret word. So let's put it on the stream here. We're giving away a 650 B5 power supply. All right, so did I spell that right?
You did.
So if you would like to enter to win this power supply, go to evga.com/EVGA Weekly and put in the secret word is Trail Chasers. Over there.
Over there.
There.
Over there. That way. Trail Chasers. Go to evga.com/EVGA Weekly. Enter in secret word Trail Chasers. Be logged into your EVGA Weekly account, and you will be entered to win.
I think this is what Zoom automatically like flips your camera, and I think this is why. Because when you're on camera, it's really hard to point to something.
That's the difference between left, right, and stage left, stage right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the 30 series are pretty awesome. I myself really looking forward to these cards. You know, NVIDIA is saying that on a 3090, you can play in 8K.
8K.
At 60 frames per second, which is I've tried 8K gaming before on like 2080 Ti. It is like not even remotely close to playable. So,
can I say something controversial?
No.
Okay, well,
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
okay. Now, so I know some people who work in Hollywood, right? And recently they started putting out 8K films, and inside studios, like, you know, around like normal office workers, they gathered up a whole bunch of people. They put an 8K movie on an 8K screen and asked them if they could tell the difference. Surprisingly, most people can't. Like, I can't. I think a lot of our users can't.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't understand how you are. Like, are you blind? Can you just not see twice the resolution?
I think there's a lot of factors here.
They don't know what they're looking at, for one. They don't know what to look for.
First, you need to know what you're looking for. Second, what's the size of the screen?
Yeah.
Is a huge factor. And also, how close are you to that screen is also a big factor. If you're really, if it's a 50, 60, 70-inch screen and you're 40, 50 feet away from it, it's going to be hard to tell a difference at 8K. Now, if you're like 5 feet away from it, then the difference should be pretty clear.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about the PX1. So somebody said, what is a PX1? So that's for Precision X1. So these cards are becoming more and more integrated with EVGA Precision X1, and you guys will see pretty soon, especially on the FTW3 card. The RGB controls on it are pretty robust. The most robust that any EVGA product, period, has ever had. So that is pretty cool. Is it possible to reserve a 3080 FTW by bribing some of you?
You can try. I welcome all attempts at bribery.
No.
It won't work, but you can try. I might change my mind. I doubt it.
Will we get options for more than one HDMI 2.1? Right now, it's only one HDMI 2.1. I don't have any news if there will be more in the future. But DisplayPort is pretty robust today. You can play 4K 144 hertz off of DisplayPort. So it's really meant for televisions, I think. I think HDMI 2.1 it seems like mainly, obviously the consoles are driving HDMI 2.1 and also televisions.
Mm-hmm.
But only one right now.
Mired in bribery.
Does the 30 series come with a free game? Yes. You get Watch Dogs with it. All the 30 series come with it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, so fast.
Yep. It's hard to keep up.
Can you speak to the power connectors options on the 3080 FTW3? So here's a 3080 FTW3 right here, and the power connectors are 3 8-pin power connectors.
Switch over so you can actually see
so you will need 3 8-pin power connectors on that. If you don't have 3 8-pin power connectors, then you can take a look at the XC3.
Well, hi there.
The XC3, which has
move you over there a little bit.
Which has 2 8.
Yeah, get in your corner.
Cool. All right.
Wait, hold on.
Are you guys going
I saw a very important question. So Peter, rematch with Crucian in 8K. I don't know. Maybe. There's a lot of people out there. After our last stream, I kind of a target painted on my back of people who want salty runbacks, and it's a long line. My enemies list has grown quite extensively.
When will the FTW3 3080 be available in EU? The 9/17 availability date is planned for all regions. Okay. Yep.
All right.
Will the hybrid come with 3 8-pin power connectors? It depends on the hybrid model. So we have both an XC3 and a FTW3 hybrid. So again, the XC3, 2 8-pins, the FTW3, 3 8-pins, and that's the same for the hybrid model. The FTW3 hybrid actually has RGB fans on it this time around as well, which can also be configured in EVGA Precision. So that's pretty cool as well. 3080 hybrid will come later, yes.
I'm sorry if we can't get to your question. There's just a lot of them going past.
Somebody asked about PowerLink. So
Yeah.
the current PowerLink that is available is not compatible with these cards, either of them. Obviously the FTW3 has 3 8-pin power connectors, so PowerLink can only support 2. And the XC3, the sizing doesn't allow for the PowerLink to be compatible with it. With that being said, we are looking at possibly bringing back a future one that will support these cards. PowerLink 2 or something.
I saw a fairly simple question of what's the difference between the XC3 and the FTW3? I'm just give the nutshell answer.
Yeah, it's just more of everything. More power faces, more power target, more cooling, more sensors, more RGB. So
will there be cards with 5 video ports or more?
No plans right now. There also is an update that I have that I can mention.
Let me switch over.
So somebody asked previously about the hydrocopper.
Yeah.
About they were asking why we won't have a single slot. So we have made an update to this, and actually the picture's not even an update. So this is a world exclusive news.
Oh man, let's not show it.
It's world exclusive.
I'm kidding.
Actually, we're going to be changing this to a single slot bracket on the hydrocopper. There's no reason to have a dual slot bracket on these cards because it's doesn't need it.
It doesn't need it.
It doesn't need it. So we're gonna move it to single slot, but it is a little teeny tiny bit wider than a single slot, just so you know.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Get it? See what I did there?
I see.
Oh man. Well, soon, my hybrid beauty. Soon.
Will there be hydro conversion kits available? Possibly in the future, but I don't have any ETA when.
Oh, look at that, a Kingpin card.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Can I order from the USA site if I'm from Canada? Yes, you can. Can the 3090 run Garfield kart in 8K?
No.
Yes.
No, you can't. No game can handle that much Garfield. No. What game could handle America's favorite cat in 8K? I don't know. I don't know what system on this earth exists, but maybe the aliens know.
Hydrocopper will be available later. Okay. When will they go on sale? Availability starting on the 17th around 6 a.m. Pacific time. Don't have news on power limits yet, but definitely check out the reviews when they go live. The FTW3 will have a higher power limit than the XC3, just so you know. How much is the Kingpin? Don't have any pricing yet. Can it run the new Crisis? Yes. The real question is, can it run Flight Simulator? We'll just have to see. I think yes.
So on this hydrocopper, is this all RGB? Like, is this?
Yes.
That's going to be RGB. Yeah. So for those
Pacific time, yes.
For those wondering, yeah, that will be an RGB pattern that you can change the color of that whole.
Juke says, can it run 3 Crisis? So here's a question. Does he mean Crisis 3, or does he literally mean 3 instances of Crisis?
I don't know.
There are heat pipes in the backplate. Yeah, that's one of the new features as well. We covered this a lot last week. The backplate on the FTW3 model, 3090, has what we call micro thin heat pipe. It's a heat pipe that is integrated into the backplate itself. I don't think you can't really see it because there's a thermal pad on it.
Can it run Midlife Crisis? No. There is no running from your Midlife Crisis. You have to accept it on its own terms.
How about Crisis Remastered? Probably. We'll see. Although I've heard that they have some level of ray tracing in there.
What's the difference between the Kingpin and the hybrid?
ARGB on the HC.
The Kingpin is like a hybrid on supreme over God mode.
Will the 3080 be enough for 5120 by 1440 at 240 hertz? So if you mean by 240 hertz, if you mean 240 frames per second, maybe in Counter-Strike.
Maybe in Counter-Strike.
But certainly a 3080 is an excellent card for 1440p or 4K. And like we were saying previously, a 3090 can do 8K at 60 frames per second. So I'm pretty sure it's a good card for 4K. XC3 logo, RGB is yes. So on the XC3, only the EVGA logo is RGB.
Yeah, on the right. Oh no, on the top, right?
Yeah.
On the header,
on
yeah.
the edge of it, yeah. Will the cards warm my coffee?
Probably
Maybe, but I
not.
would not suggest to put a coffee cup on it.
Although, you know, once it's yours, you can do whatever you want with it. Just don't get mad if something bad happens.
What's my chance of getting a 3080 on release day? That is a really difficult question to answer. There definitely is a lot of supply, but as you can imagine, the demand for this generation is pretty high. So
Yep.
When can we expect a mini ITX EVGA mobile? Don't have any news on that yet. 3090 is planned to be available starting on the 24th, yes. Can you water cool 3090? Sure.
Is the reference card only sold by NVIDIA?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. And again, that's the only card that includes that new 12-pin connector. And like I said, we will have a cable available separately that we call the EVGA Perfy 12 cable. And that can plug into two 8-pin power connectors on the EVGA power supply directly. And it's completely individually sleeved and also comes with cable combs. I don't even think we have time to play a game today, to be honest.
I don't think so either. We might as well just keep doing this. Will the 3080 make Jacob's MS Paint look better?
Yes.
No, because I don't think it needs to look better. Like, I'm Jacob's biggest fan when it comes to
I think
his
that we
art.
should take my artwork and then add ray tracing on it.
I think we should take your artwork and put it on the box of every single one of these cards
yeah.
and just watch them fly off the
That's
shelves.
a great idea.
I think so too.
Let's talk about Bigfoot more.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think Bigfoot is real. I mean, again, the Zapruder film has been proven to be fake. The question is, why did they fake it? Like, who's trying to fool who here? Like,
Can you
to
tell
what
us
ends?
how much the 3080 XC3 will cost? Don't have pricing just yet, but we will have that next week.
Isn't reference design? It's a custom PCB. Is that, was that?
So there's a lot of questions about this. So the NVIDIA Founders Edition technically is not considered a reference design PCB. It's a pretty radical redesign.
Oh, Zapruder's the JFK tape. Never mind, my bad. Which is the tape for Bigfoot?
I don't know.
I brain farted. Anyway, you were saying.
I don't remember.
No, the reference in the NVIDIA.
Yeah, the NVIDIA FE card technically is not a reference PCB. If you're looking for a reference PCB, the closest to a reference PCB on the EVGA cards will be the XC3 model, but it's a little bit different. It's actually a little bit longer. So regarding water block compatibility,
Patterson Gimlin.
not sure on that one just yet. But we will have more news on that in the near future.
The Zapruder film is back and to the left.
Release of 3070 will be in October. How much copper is in the hydrocopper?
A little.
A lot. It's all copper. Does Step Up program work for 20s to 30s? Certainly, but you must be purchased within the last 90 days, and it's going to vary depending on the availability of the product. Can you run two 8-pin connectors on the 3? No. So the FTW3, you must run the 3 8-pin power connectors. If you do not plug in 3 8 power connectors, it won't turn on. So if you only have 2, then look at the XC3 instead.
Peter, leak the release date. I would if I could, but I actually don't know it.
I already said it's October.
There you go. It's October. There you go.
Is there a specific time the cards will be available on release dates? It's planned for around 6 a.m. Pacific time. How much better for overclocking are the 3 8-pin power connectors on the FTW3 over the other cards? It's going to help a little bit, mainly because the power ceiling, if you want to call it that, can go higher on the FTW3. So it'll allow you to maintain a higher clock speed overall. But I mean, it's not going to be like 500. If you're not doing water or liquid nitrogen cooling, it's not going to be 500 megahertz or something. It's going to be a much smaller number. But if you do want the best overclocking possible, then the FTW3 and the Kingpin cards are going to be the ones you want to look at. And also, the cooler is just a lot more robust on the FTW3. So, just keep that in mind.
What is the size of the radiator for the hybrid version? I think we said 240.
So the hybrid is 240 millimeters, and the Kingpin, which also is a hybrid card, is 360.
That is a beefy cooler for a graphics card.
Will the 3090 run 360 hertz monitors, which are 1080p at max settings, and maintain close to 360 frames per second? Which game?
Yeah, what are you trying to do that with? My gosh.
Depends on the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I'm sure there's some games that you can run 360 frames per second, but honestly, at 1080p, you are going to be running into a pretty massive CPU bottleneck with these cards. So, the thickness of the radiator, I can't remember. It is the same as our CLC coolers, but I forgot.
Do you want to look that up real quick on this?
I don't even know where to look it. I don't have it here, so.
It's on
Somebody asked that earlier, and I had to track it down, but
I
can't remember what it is.
Somewhere.
What is the recommended wattage for each GPU? So 3080, 3070 is recommended 750 watt power supply, and 3080, 3090 is a 750 watt power supply, and 3070 is a 650 watt power supply.
Is this right here?
25 millimeters.
There you go.
That is the thickness of the radiator. Does undervolting the EVGA graphics card make you lose warranty? Nope. As long as you are not physically modifying it. How big will the FTW3 Ultra be? Well, it's 11.8 inches long and it's 2.75 slots, so it's pretty big. Yeah.
Do we have the clock speeds yet?
Not yet.
No.
Soon. Can your 3090s fit onto mini ITX boards? Sure. It's going to come down to your chassis, though. Some of the mini ITX cases are pretty small, and they may not be able to accommodate the card, but the XC3 is 11.2 inches, so if it can fit in your case, then it should be no problem. Hybrid time frame, probably October, November-ish time frame. Yes. Will there be a new version of Precision X1 available with the new gen cards? Yes.
Will these cards run games? Some of them.
Yes.
Most of them.
Which one is the fastest card here? The Kingpin card will be the fastest card. Supply compared to...
Can you hold up the FTW next to the XC3? That's an easy one.
Okay. So here's the XC3, and here's... I don't want to drop it. I'm scared. So these are...
Try to put them on top of each other, like that. Yeah, there you go. That's one way to get them both on frame.
There. So you can see the FTW3 is quite a bit larger.
Okay. More different picture angles of the cards, please, Peter. So just kind of turn them around so they can...
What?
I don't know, just rotate them in your hands.
All right. We're going to have more pictures going up. There are some pictures up at Newegg already, but we will have more on our website as well this next week. Yeah. Black version difference. Okay, so we can talk about that. We do have a black version as well. You may see on the XC3 model. That one is pretty much the same as the XC3, but it doesn't have a back plate. So it's just PCB on the back. It's designed to be a lower cost unit. Is the FTW3 PCB the same size as the cooler? It's pretty close. I mean, the cooler is just a few millimeters longer than the PCB. Will card motherboard sagging be a problem? I don't think so. Shouldn't be any issue there. The actual cooler itself, it doesn't attach like with a screw to the bracket, but it kind of rests on it to help provide a bit more support. And also the card has a back plate and a base plate. Can you talk about the fans on the radiators, please? So,
well, he said please, so you have to do it now.
Okay. About the hybrid card, so we are using a new, for the FTW3 model, we are using a new fan, which is RGB fan. And then the XC3 hybrid has the same, pretty much the same fans that we had on the previous versions. All right. There are no plans for pre-orders. No. Any improvements to the Precision X overlay? So there's always being improvements there, but I think you're going to get the best compatibility out of the Precision for Game Bar that is going to be added. It's going to have more functionality very soon, including frame rate monitoring, which I'm pretty excited about.
Can we get some biz coins fused onto the back plates?
Sure.
Those are pretty rare. That's the thing. I mean, the secret mine in which they are like harvested from went out of business a couple of days ago.
Why do you use Edge and not Chrome?
It's just easier that way.
Why not? Actually, the new Edge is
it's very similar to
it's
Chrome.
not bad actually.
Yeah,
it's built on Chrome engine.
Like when we go onto the machine and we just start firing stuff up, it's like don't even notice. Like in the old Microsoft versions, like you open it up and you're like, oh god, this is so gross. But like this one's like you open up, it's like it's just like Chrome, really.
Yes, the Kingpin has 360 millimeter radiators. The FTW3 is the best air-cooled model that we have. Yes. All right, you ready for the giveaway?
Nah. Now that I know that it's not the Zapruder film, it's the Gimlin film. Like now I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, what else have they lied to us about? It's weighing on my mind, man.
All right.
That's the problem with being in tune with like the truth of the world.
So is this the first live stream that we've done in a while that we didn't play a game?
I feel like, I mean, I don't know what you call it when you hold the controller. I don't call that playing a game. I call that like torture. But yeah, it might be since we loaded up Steam.
Yeah, we're gonna not play games today.
Mm-hmm. Game now or Riot.
Oops, wrong. It's not,
Don't worry, you can edit in post so you don't say the Zapruder film. No. We'll leave it up there.
Since we only have a 2080 Ti in our machine here, it just gaming's not the same anymore.
It really isn't. I mean, we're on to the new thing already. We're already up there. So, but speaking of new things, we have a giveaway now. So let's pick ourselves a winner. Congratulations, Descom! You are the winner. Oh, look, if I do this, it looks like I'm ringing a bell off screen, but I'm not really. I'm just kind of waving my hand up there. I might do that. That might be my new thing. So congratulations, Descom. You are the winner of a 650.
Only a 2080 Ti. Yeah, no, honestly, a 2080 Ti is still a fantastic card.
Oh, yeah.
But it's pretty amazing that the 30 series cards, especially the 3080 and 3090, pretty much kind of blow it out of the water in terms of just horsepower and performance.
I mean, it's kind of to be expected. It's a new generation, new games coming out, new systems where, it's new. It's going to be better. But I mean, would you be upset if it wasn't better? I think you would be.
No, but I mean, it's like not just a little bit better. It's
a lot. It's a
lot faster. Yeah. Like tremendously. Yeah. So
is that a new EVGA shirt? No, he's actually wearing a classic GeForce RTX shirt.
This shirt I got from the 20. I think I got this from the 20 series launch.
I made this one. 20th anniversary. Yeah, look at that. You can't even handle all this color. Is that actually what's causing it? Is it the color?
I don't know. That's weird, man.
Okay, so I do this. Okay, now it stopped.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looked like it was reacting to the color. I don't think it was that, though, but it looked like it. Again, I wish I could do that on purpose, because it's actually a really cool effect.
Somebody said, have we played with... I have not played with the Founders Edition card, but I will say that their cooling design on it is pretty unique overall. So it's a dual fan cooler, but one of the fans is actually not like traditionally, like usually you would say a fan is kind of attached to a PCB. There's no PCB there. It's just basically a radiator or a heatsink with the fan blowing air all the way through it. So it's a pretty unique design overall. So I'm pretty interested to see how it works.
Bring Mulder and Scully. Well, again, like go to Trail Chasers podcast. They're probably better off at their conspiracies. I mean, I've already said too much. I mean, the glitch demons are out to get me now. I mean, they're putting stuff in the water, guys. I mean, I know it. If you guys didn't know it, now you do. But now they're going to come after you.
Ben
But-
says he's wearing the same shirt as Peter.
Oh, see, look at that. Every time I bring this up, that's when it happens. They know. They know. This might it might be it for me. But you know what? Even though it's up for me. We got another show coming up next week. This is the big one. Overclocking special, Friday, 11 a.m. You guys better be there because this is going to be quite a hootenanny.
Yep. And so a lot of people asking about reviews, and so there's going to be reviews of the cards in the next week, actually. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, should be pretty good, guys. I'm really excited about these cards. I can't wait to upgrade my own rig and this streaming rig here, so we can get some 4K gaming on.
I just
at
noticed
100 frames per second.
we want to talk about the difference between like how loud you talk and how loud I talk. I think levels wise we're pretty similar right now. But my microphone is so far from my face while yours is just right up to your mouth.
Yeah.
It's a wacky time. It's a wacky time, isn't it? But you know what? Great questions for the 30 series. I mean, it's clear you guys are all excited. I mean, so are we. It's going to be a fun time. Next week we got some guests coming over, and you know, maybe there'll be some new cards. Maybe, I don't know.
We're going to be overclocking on 3080. Yeah.
Yep. So
Make sure to check out.
raising the challenge for the stream production team. Yeah, me.
Don't make sure to check out that if you guys didn't, we looked at last week, but Doom 4K running on a 3080 is like 120, 30, 40 frames per second. It's pretty glorious. I don't have any hydro coppers on hand, no.
Who is doing the overclocking? Want to just go over that one more time before we head off for the day?
Sure.
Sure, why not? So next week, 11 a.m., we've got our friends Devin Druid from the Netflix TV show, or is it TV?
Oh, I just want to mention this. Amniac's in the chat, so he sent us over some music that we can take a look at, and I think we're looking at it right now. Yeah, looks pretty good. So
You don't look at music, man. You
listen to it. We're listening to
experience
it. Yes, but thank you, man, for those for sure.
Yep.
And we're gonna see how we can incorporate those definitely.
But yeah, so for next week's show, we got Netflix star 13 Reasons Why, Devin Druid. He's coming in. Philadelphia Eagles player Hank Baskett, and these two guys are going to be going at it, overclocking supremacy for charity, and they're going to be trained on the spot, live, by Mr. Freeman himself. So this is a catastrophe in the making. Tune in to find out.
Yeah. We're not going to be overclocking Kingpin cards. We're going to save that one for a future when we have more info on those. But we will be taking kind of a first look at overclocking on the 3080 card in particular, and then doing some CPU and motherboard overclocking as well on a Z490 with a 10900K CPU. So should be some good fun. And then we're going to play games, because why else would you have a 3080 and a 10900K CPU that's overclocked
and not play some games
and not play games? How could you put that in front of somebody and expect them not to play games?
So thank you guys for joining us for another rip-roaring week at EVGA Weekly. Thanks to our guest Cody from Trail Chasers. Thank you guys for your great questions. And don't forget, next week, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Be there. I think we're going for 6 hours on this one.
Yep.
So, you know what? I hope you guys are ready for the show, and we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.